Traders from around the world, what's going on? It's me, Jeremy Alexander Newsome with RealLifeTrading.com. Hope you're doing fantastic. Today is Friday, which is the last trading day of the week and the last day for me to do a stock review, as I'll be on a slight vacation, just totally permeating mischief throughout Europe for the next week or so. And yeah, really pumped about it. I'm going to be enjoying my time. So if you do send me an email, I might be a little slow on the delay. Usually, I like to keep it under 24 hours, as you guys all know, but this time it'll be a solid chunk of change. If you have anything pressing or urgent, again, please honestly email Angie at RealLifeTrading.com, Ashley at RealLifeTrading.com, Brad at RealLifeTrading.com, and of course, you can always reach out to me. I'm just going to be a little bit slower than normal, so I just want to let everyone know, as a reminder, hope you guys have a phenomenal time. Just keep in mind the market usually does tank when I'm out of the country. It's kind of a pretty frequent indicator, but is it going to happen again while I'm gone this time? Let's go check out some charts, talk about some stocks, look at some gaps, and answer some of your questions. You guys rock, and I'll see you some next week. Maybe. And here we go. Let's look at the stock market. All right, so pulling up the SPY. I always look at this pretty much every single day. This is the S&P 500. So again, I mentioned that usually the market tanks when I leave. I just don't think it's going to happen this time, which is fine. I mean, it always could, of course, but looking at it, I mean, we still got a nice higher low, got a nice lower high. I did lose an R on the SPY today. Tried to take it for a bullish day trade. You'll notice it was a black candle gapping up, so I was playing as a bullish gap and go. Here's the 5-minute chart, and pulling up the 5-minute time frame. Give me about 3 seconds. Turn off all these lines, just get a nice and pretty chart. And here's what I did. Here's what we did. So had a good breakout. Here's a tweezer bottom right here. Made a new high on the day, had a limit buy there with the stop. Technically, my stop was way the heck down here with options. I could have put it here, but I would have lost an R regardless. So either way, lost an R on SPY. It is what it is. But overall, guess what I did? Listen to this stat. I locked in $14.80. What? I could buy a Quiznos sub, maybe 2 of them, and a bag of chips, but if they charge me for the water, I'm getting close to going over. Nice $14.80 gain. So up on the day, but nothing to really brag about unless you're Jeremy and you're excited about some Quiznos action. I had a few small trades. We played AMC bullish today. So AMC has had some weird days recently. White candle gapping down the other day. It was a huge gap on Wednesday. So it was actually kind of difficult to trade because it was so big. Had it opened here, flawless, but it gapped down real far, 25% some change. And it did go a little bit lower, but today was a bullish gap and go, and this stock trades in 5-cent increments, so it wasn't preferable, but we got in on this. This is the 5-minute chart, so we got in on a retest here at the blue line with the stop. Where's our stop? Here initially. And yeah, anyway, so traded up, traded back down, got a little bit scary, blah, 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 blah. Exited right around here for 0.3R on AMC. So nothing too wild there. And then, what was the other one? VIBA? VIAB? Viacom, there we go. VIAB, sorry. Had to memorize it. Here's the daily chart. Yes, memorize, it is a word. White candle gapping down. This right here is your bearish gap and go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you want to see. So snag some gainage on this one. Got a little bit upset this morning because I missed the trade that I wanted to take by 1 American penny. Here's the 5-minute chart. And the 5-minute chart, you'll notice, had a really good breakdown of pre-market support. And I had an entry. I was like, well, it's running. Let me see if I can put an entry at the low of this candle. And for some reason, instead of putting my entry right there, I don't know why, I chose this wick right there. And anyway, I literally missed entry by a penny. Our stop was going to be right there. That would have been a good 2R trade. Now, not to be mistaken, I did enter below the low of the day breakout with a stop up here, and we got trailed out there for 0.3R. So either way, still a small gain on that one. And then we took one right as the day was ending. What was that? SYNA. So SYNA took this one for a very small gain. Here's the 5-minute chart. I bet you can see what I did. Bet you can see it, can't you? So here's the support right here, some of the support there. It broke lower, had a retest right at that low, got filled at that high, exited right about there for about 0.3 R. So overall, just a small gain on the day. Also took Trivago bullish off of the 100 simple moving average early this morning. So it did end up rolling over a little bit as the market, kind of did its thing. So I feel good about my exit. We got in here and got out here for I think like $4.50 or something. So this was part of that $14 gain. This was the bag of chips that I bought today. Anyway, so that was the day on Friday. Nothing special, just kind of like a subpar day, but it happens sometimes. Let's go look at some other stocks that you guys requested. Redfin, been a popular one lately, a new IPO. And if you want to take a screenshot of a very easy to recognize fade being a stock that trades in the opposite direction of the gap, this would be one. Bunch of white candles, right? So forget the fact that it's a brand new IPO. Just kind of erase that from your memory for a second. And just think about all the people who bought here, right? Stock went from, let's just say $19 to $30 in 4 days. As in like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 days. And then it gapped up. So technically it was Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But you guys get the point. So you had 4 days and then bloop, gapped up. Everyone who's profitable between those 4 days, they're selling. Now, the challenge is, and this is, by the way, how I know that there's some scam artists out there on the internet. I'm not going to mention any names, but there were a few people talking about how they shorted Redfin on Twitter. And I was like, oh, did you? Would you mind showing me your positions? Because it was impossible to short. Couldn't short it. Unless, again, there was, and obviously they didn't send me a screenshot because I asked. But anyway, here's how I wanted to take it. Very nice double top. You'll see pre-market, right? Nice little double top pre-market. Beautiful little doji. Had the exact same lows. Entry was going to be there. Stop was going to be there. But there was 0 shares to short. Mostly because it's a brand new IPO. That's one reason. But anyway, that's Redfin. That was a great little fade that I at least recognized the opportunity. Didn't trade it. What about it now, Newsome? What to do on it now? Well, you can't short options. Are options available on it yet? They might be, but RDFN, this is a real estate tech stock. Nope, doesn't even have options yet. So really just look for the buying opportunity. Look for a bullish gap. Look for some type of bounce. For example, if Monday we're opening here at $28.25, look to go bullish. That's really all I would do on that one. The squeeze is on. Fred, ticker symbol FRED in a Bollinger Band squeeze, by the way, just in case anybody's interested in that. Here's the Bollingers. I don't really look at them that much because you don't really need to in order to tell that's a squeeze. But that is a squeeze, a dividend-paying supermarket stock. If anybody likes supermarkets, here's the weekly chart, and we're down here. We're low. This is like a ludicrous song. How low can you go? Apparently $6.50 because this thing has gone down from $20 back in December 2016 to $6. Not that great. But the squeeze is on. Look for breakout either direction. Micron Technology. A few traders asking, what the heck's going on with MU? Pretty much this is what the heck's going on. Huge bullish move, right? We went from 10 to 30 in the last year and a half. Big deal, right? So now this is a distribution phase up here. This is going to be a healthy pullback, a larger distribution phase. I don't know how long it's going to last, of course. But me personally, I'm looking at buying Micron as low as I can. Here's the long-term moving averages. And we never bounced off the 100. I did wait for that. I did want it. I just wasn't going to do it blind because we had this bearish gap right there. So anyway, a little bit of a high wave candle today. Got a 25 August put sale. Don't mind owning Micron at 25. Let it distribute a little bit. Let it trade sideways. Nothing goes up forever, right? So remind yourself, buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high. Really good support down here at about 26 and some change. So if it meanders its way down into there, that's where I'm going to buy. Otherwise, just let the trend kind of calm down, let it rest and do its thing. Very, very similar to AMD Advanced Micro Devices. So Advanced Micro Devices here at the 50 EMA. A few traders looking for it to bounce off of there, which absolutely could happen. Here's the weekly chart, and it's right on the 10. So for me personally, AMD is going to react a little bit to what NVIDIA does on earnings. But preferably, I would love to see my Advanced come back down to the 200 simple because that's where it bounced again and previously. And it is still in a sideways market. There's the close of the market. So it's still sideways, trading sideways. So again, just buy the dip. Right now on AMD, it is in a distribution phase. It did have a very nice gap, but it did not clear the 1545 resistance that I needed it to open above. So if and when it can open or break above there, 1925 is my target. But look for a way to buy as low as you can on this one. And for me, it's probably around $11. If it gets down there, it's definitely in a buying zone for me. Until then, I'm just skeptical on it. Bank of America. Bank of America. Check out this gap on Bank of America. Oh my goodness. Now, I want you all to know, if there is ever a reason that you're mad at me, this should be one of them. We called out, we were looking at Bank of America all morning. I set up the trade, didn't take it because I don't like Bank of America. What kind of rationale is that? I just don't like the company at all. I'm very eccentric, I know. Weird. How did I not do that trade? Very obvious bullish gap and go. You right, remember, just a few days ago I covered Bank of America and I said, hey guys, if it breaks above this tweezer top right there, be bullish. And in fact, not only was it breaking above there, but yesterday was a bearish candle and it was gapping above that price. This was one of the easiest bullish gap and goes I've seen in a bit. And it's on a very solid blue chip stock that wants to go higher anyway. Check out this 5-minute chart. So really, I'm just going to make fun of myself here because I really don't know how I didn't take this trade. Gosh, what a goober. Anyway, for 15 minutes before market open, just a bunch of bearish candles. First 5-minute candle open. Boom. Closes above pre-market resistance. Entry there, stop there, home run. Would have been 2 or 3 hours in the first 30 minutes of the day, and that would have been a solid move. Whatever. I missed it. Speaking of missed it, I also missed GoPro. Now, GoPro, I mentioned earlier when the market was opening, it would probably fade a little bit. So here's GoPro. It did have a nice gap. I was looking at GoPro to do a $8 straddle yesterday, and hindsight is 2020 with a set of cheeseburgers in this case, because I should have bought $8 August calls and $8 August puts, but I didn't. It was trading sideways. This gap makes tons of sense. It is a white candle gapping up, so it's a retest gap. I mentioned GoPro probably fades. It did for a little bit. Now, when I do a fade, right, just like Redfin, it needs to happen quickly. So when I was looking at GoPro all morning this morning, it did fade the first 5 minutes, but after that, it never really went down. Here's your pre-market resistance. So if one were looking to play it bullish, if you're like, hey, when would I have traded GoPro bullish today? How about this breakout of this resistance? And there's the retest right there, the very next candle. That's the pullback. So you would have had your order set up to limit buy right there. Did I do that? No. Why? Didn't have the chart up. Why? Because I'm a goober. I had other trades I was looking at. Anyway, I traded like a red herring today. Here is the long-term moving averages on GoPro, and we're gapping above those. So this is an interesting gap on GoPro. Is it going to start taking over? Is it going to happen? Are we going to go higher? We'll see. The next big resistance is probably 1319, which is the 100 simple on a weekly. And here's the 50, which was also and is going to be a strong resistance, 1051. But I will say I'll be keeping an eye on GoPro as a retest. Maybe buy some cheaper options. It's a lot of volume. I'm definitely going to give it all of next week because I won't be trading next week, but I'll be coming back. Keep your eyes on GoPro. Good volume, good gap, great location. Could be some type of, I know it's on earnings, but it could be a buyout or rumor news. It's not very expensive. Put it on your list. Watch it closely. Risk your R if you do decide to trade it. You know, be smart. Here's Weight Watchers and WTW. Weight Watchers doing its thing, and by its thing, I mean gapping like great, gapping like the Dickens. Just a huge bearish candle. Not yesterday, but the day before yesterday, there was a few nice little bearish candles, but a bunch of candles gapping up, making some strong waves. Had a gorgeous flag pattern, and this thing just gapped up and just took off. So Weight Watchers, beautiful bullish gap and go. Here's the 5-minute chart on it. And this thing, when it just broke out of the pre-market resistance, right there, you got this high wave candle. I mean, it moved quickly and then did nothing the rest of the day. You know, kind of like I work out. Just do it really, really fast, and then, all right, I'm gonna chill out the rest of the day. So, Weight Watchers, good gap, unbelievable bullish trend, ladies and gentlemen. It really, really is. Just fantastic stuff. Oprah making a killing. Good for her. Super, super happy. Oprah, you're not listening to this, but if you are, congratulations. Keep it up. Bring me on your show, and let me help you pick the next $1 billion trade. Great job on Weight Watchers. Fantastic for anyone who's in that. I'm not. I'm missing all of that, but phenomenal, phenomenal trend. One other thing before I look at AOI. So this, I got an email today and I got to bring this up. This email, just got to give a shout out to my buddy Larry. He is a real life trader. I blocked out his email, but Larry, you feel free to pause this screen right here and read over this. As you guys know, August is volunteer month of real life trading, and October is generosity month. But both of those months go hand in hand with what Larry did. Bottom line, he helped out someone behind him who didn't have enough money, or who was counting his money to order some food at a burger chain, and Larry stepped up and got his meal for him. Larry, that's beautiful stuff, man. I love it. Thank you for doing that. And it wasn't for me, obviously, it was for you. And your grandson learned a beautiful lesson. I promise you he will remember that experience for the rest of his life. Trading is a phenomenal way to generate cash flow, and of course, our goal and our mission in real life trading is to enrich lives. That's why I challenge each and every one of us every single month to do something out of our comfort zone, do something we're not used to, pour into the world, volunteer, donate, give, be generous. The more you give, the more you receive. When you are thankful for the things that you have now, you will always have more of them, right? So if you're holding on to your money, if you're afraid of what it's going to do, if you're scared about losing it, if you're terrified about it just evaporating and you losing everything and not being worth anything, then you're not going to be making that much, because you're holding on to it. You're grasping onto all of your money with all of your might, with all of your fingertips, not wanting it to flee from the safety of your bank account. But if you pour in and you use that money to give value to the world and to bring value to yourself, the best investment that you can make is in yourself. And so by learning good values and by learning good attributes and by pouring into others, it just makes the world a better place. And if anything, that's what real life trading is all about in general. So Larry, hey man, round of applause to you, brother. You absolutely rock. Thank you for sharing that story with me. It means the world. Let's go look at AAOI really quick, and then I will sign off. So AAOI, huge gap down. So this was the one in our weekly portfolio, our summer weekly portfolio, and I sent it out late last night because I knew this was going to happen. White candle gapping down, bearish gap and go, trapping everybody. Now the challenge with this one was, it was a little difficult to find shares to short. Unlike Redfin, who people on Twitter saying they were shorting, they're just playing out lying, AAOI does actually have put options. So yes, you could have traded some puts. The spreads on this thing were redonkulous. I don't know if you would have, but you could have made some money on some put options today. Very nice bearish gap and go. Unfortunately, I couldn't short it, and I didn't want to throw my money to the wind playing some puts because the spreads were just insane. But here's the 5-minute chart, and this right here was the rollover and the breakdown. You had this little trend line coming in here on AAOI right there. Call that the Stephen King trend line. Here's some lower highs and just broke down and just rolled. But again, it's really hard to take advantage of that move. So if you didn't catch it, if you didn't make any money on it, I didn't either. There's plenty of opportunities out there. Hard to short. The put options were just comically large as far as the spread goes. And yeah, that's about it. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in to your Friday real life stock review. I'm sure I'll be sending you guys out another email tomorrow, and I'm sure you'll be hearing from me some next week in general. It's going to be painful for me to be away from y'all too long. Anyway, have a great week, and ladies and gentlemen, we got a real life trading pool party at Brad's house this week. Brad, see you tomorrow, my man. Everyone else, you guys are rocking. Until next time, love life, live life, and trade it. Bye.